Greetings and welcome back to Wolf Kage Los Angeles. Today we're diving straight into a storm that's been quietly building, but now it's exploding all out in the open. Law and order in Los Angeles is under siege. And it's not just from street crime, no. Riverside County Sheriff Chad Bianco just went on national television, Fox News to be exact, and he did not hold back. He directly accused Governor Gavin Newsom of fueling the chaos we're seeing unfold in real time on our streets here in LA. Now ask yourself, when a lawman risks his career to sound the alarm, shouldn't we stop and listen? This is not just political theater. This is a battle for the soul of governance itself.
Absolutely appalled that we are at this point in society where people come out and think that this is okay. And then it makes it 100 times worse when you have politicians that are encouraging it, that are not calling it what it is, which is criminal activity. The lying to all of us, lying to the media, and purposely using the word peaceful while maybe they should look at their phones or their TVs, because I have law enforcement officers that are being shot at, that are being injured, that are being hurt, vehicles being damaged, things being burned, and they're calling it peaceful. It is a disgusting display of partisan politics. I wish they would all just put their phones down, be quiet, and let law enforcement handle this how it should be handled, which is the complete enforcement of law and holding criminals accountable. It's rocks, bottles, tools, weapons being thrown at us. You watched multiple vehicles destroyed yesterday by bricks. There are people hauling bricks into this zone and then dropping them off and leaving them there for weapons. And then our deputies and our police officers they're being used against us. And we're being hit with bottles. We're being hit with glass bottles, with tools, with rocks, with bricks. This is not a peaceful protest. It isn't even a protest anymore. It is a violent riot. And if they are going to try and do harm, then it is the responsibility of law enforcement to win that confrontation, and all of them need to go to jail. We know that gunfire has been reported. I know that there is a report of an officer being shot already. I'm not sure of the circumstances, so I don't know if it was pertaining to what is going on, or if it was involving something in the peripheral. I don't know. It's quite frankly, it's irrelevant. We are responsible for keeping people and property safe. And when people come and attack us, then we need to make sure that they're held accountable. They are trying to violently influence something by political action. That is what this is. That is what everything that the Constitution stands against. That is what law enforcement stands against. And that is what will facilitate the downfall of our civilized society. A civilized society has an adherence to the rule of law, and there is consequence for breaking that social compact. And when politicians encourage this behavior, which that's exactly what they are doing, is encouraging this behavior, encouraging people to come out and participate in these riots, and they lie to us and say that they're encouraging a peaceful protest. No, they're not. They know exactly what they're doing. This is far beyond peaceful protest. This is now a political action, and they are using violence and the threats of violence in order to get their way. And we absolutely must stomp this into the ground and stop it from happening. The chief of police from the largest police agency in the country said that they are being overwhelmed. Governor Newsom needs to put his phone down, go sit in his house behind the comfort of his TV screen and a couch, and be quiet, because he is doing nothing but fueling this process. He needs to stay out of the way of law enforcement. He knows nothing about this. He knows absolutely nothing about the enforcement of law. He despises the enforcement of law, and he has encouraged this, he has enabled this lawless act that is going on right now. This has been years in the making that he has encouraged. So quite frankly, I don't care what he says. He says everything in a disingenuous manner for his own personal political gain, and we are suffering the consequences.
Sheriff Bianco laid it out plain and clear. Newsom isn't just mismanaging California. He's encouraging lawlessness. The governor's refusal to support immigration enforcement is throwing fuel on an already raging fire. And let's be real, when anti-immigration control protesters are shutting down highways and intimidating citizens, that's not peaceful dissent. That's a breakdown of civil order. Remember, sheriffs are elected officials too, not beholden to the governor, but to us, the people. So when a county sheriff goes public like this, that's not a partisan swipe. That's a public service announcement, and I think that we should listen. Now let's be totally clear about this. This is not just a Republican versus Democrat issue. It's bigger than that. It's about civic stability. It's about rule of law. When the streets become lawless, when protesters block ambulances and commuters and leaders just shrug it off, that's not progress. That's a leadership vacuum. And where there's a vacuum, chaos always seems to fill the space. This is a moment that tests whether we have a government that protects its citizens or one that protects its own power. Now, here's the part they don't want you to say out loud. The democratic machine, especially here in California, is built on the silent backbone of illegal immigration. And no, I'm not talking about xenophobia. I'm talking about numbers. The census counts bodies, not citizenship. More people equals more representation, more federal dollars, more power. That's why there's such a fierce fight to keep these populations in the shadows, but still on the soil. Think about it. Without that population padding, many blue districts would lose funding. They would lose House seats and eventually lose influence. So when the people say this is just about compassion or inclusion, ask, who really benefits from ignoring immigration law? Is it the single mother in Boyle Heights struggling to find housing? Is it the unemployed black man in South Central watching job opportunities vanish? Or is it the political class, the NGOs, the advocacy networks that get paid to manage the crisis? The numbers don't lie, guys. California spends over $30 billion a year on services for illegal immigrants. And yet our own citizens sleep on sidewalks. Does that add up to you? Something is not adding up. And luckily someone is speaking out. Sheriff Bianco is daring to say it out loud. So here we are. A sheriff that won't stay silent, a governor that won't take responsibility on purpose, and a public, especially here in LA, stuck in the middle of a manufactured crisis. This is not about immigration. Never was. It's about power, people, and priorities.